This is a Frank podcast.
Party. Science. Party. Science. Party. Science, everybody, let's hit it. Welcome back to the Party Science Podcast. I'm Dr. Joel, a guy that actually gets paid to research things in the lab.
Research. I'm Courtney and I paid to research nothing. I'm a comedian. I don't even know nothing about science. Well, actually, I've learned a lot since being on this podcast, and I'm so excited to learn more today.
Wow, you are really selling this. This is great. This is great.
Look, one of us needs to be selling this podcast that we're both on, so here we go.
Yeah, well, I mean, what have you learned so far?
I've learned lots of stuff about just like the mechanics of researching things, and also just like that sometimes science is just, it's not necessarily this like big scary thing. Sometimes it's just like, I have a weird question that I want to answer it, and I want to answer it in a way that's potentially as close to the truth as possible. And I think that's all you can do, really.
Wow, look at you.
I know.
Yeah, science is, as you correctly stated, it's not just a list of facts, but it's just a way to gather knowledge and get closer to the truth, more or less.
Exactly. And sometimes that is done better, and
sometimes not as good.
Sometimes it's terrible. But hey, it's all learning, and that's science, baby.
All right. So today's episode is something that you may have experience in. Mm-hmm. It's called
dicks again.
It's
sorry.
Sort of.
Okay.
It is online dating, or that Tinder profile. So, are you currently on an online platform for dating?
Every like 3 months, I'll be like, okay, fine, I'll download it again, and then I'll download it for like a week, and then I'll just become so depressed that I delete it again. And then I listened to a podcast recently about like how it's like how immoral it is.
Immoral?
Not immoral, but it's just like a capitalist way of dating where you're just like swiping through all these people, and it's like half of the people, when I look at them on Tinder, I'm like, I'm sure that if I met this person, like they could be a really nice person. If this could be the love of my life, but I don't like the shoes you're wearing in that profile picture, so see you later and I'll never see you again.
So it's extremely superficial.
It's extremely superficial. And even though I don't think of myself as a superficial person, I become extremely superficial 3 seconds after logging into Tinder or any other dating app.
So you're just like, you didn't smile in this one picture.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah. Oh, you love your dog? Who cares? It becomes very nitpicky to the point where it's like, do I want to meet anyone? do I just hate everyone? I think that's the thing. I just end up hating everyone when I go on there, including myself. Are you on the apps?
I am on the apps, yeah.
Yeah. Do you like it?
Do I like it? It can be entertaining. It can be a time waster.
Yes.
I wouldn't say it's like you don't go on there to like have a great time.
No.
I mean, I guess that is the end goal for a lot of the app itself.
Is to eventually have a good time.
To have a great time.
Yes, yeah, depending on what your definition of great time is. And that's where a lot of the problems come in. I think there's a lot of different definitions of what great time means.
Well, have you defined what a great time is for you? A
great time for me is that I want to meet the love of my life and settle down and fall in love and get married. But I'm never going to say that on the internet. You think I want to be that vulnerable on the internet? Get wrecked. There's no way.
So what does your profile look like?
My profile, so what I like to do is I will have like a cute photo, a photo where I'm like dressed really well because that's half of my personality, and
half your personality is dressing well.
Well, I like clothes and stuff.
Yeah.
So I wanted to attract someone who is also into clothes. I'm not superficial at all. But like, it is genuinely important to me that like someone who, they like clothes also, and they like to, that it's fun for them, it's not like and I don't really mind whether I think that their sense of dress is cool, as long as like they care about how they look. then that's fine. Even if
So you want someone
I'm not a
equally
fan.
superficial.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. Nah. And then the words part, I try to make sure that I'm coming off as like, I'm not going to put anything about star signs or like, I don't know. I think that I try and come off as like light, witty, fun, not serious.
Original, would you say?
Yeah, 100%. I would like to think that my profile is original.
Well, that's exactly the topic that we're going to be talking about today, is a study that looked at the originality in online dating profile texts and how does perceived originality affect impression formation and what makes a text original. So that's a lot of words.
Yes.
Basically, what this study wanted to do is to look at the originality in your profile, your Tinder profile, just the words part of it.
Right.
And see if that made you, how you were perceived, if you were more likely to get a swipe.
If I'm launching into my own hypotheses.
Yes, let's go.
About this, I would say that it definitely makes a difference. Because if I see that this year I really want to travel, immediate X. You know, like how they have on Hinge, they have like a question like, oh, what's your most controversial topic? Pineapple on pizza. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Get out of town.
How do you feel about pineapple on pizza?
Oh my God. I don't care.
Wow.
I don't care about it. No, I'm not above a pineapple on pizza. Actually, my special Domino's order is thin base, creme fraiche, Hawaiian.
Okay.
Garlic swirl on the top with red onions.
You go creme fraiche and then a garlic swirl.
Yes, yeah. I like a creamy pizza.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm not above. I'm not opposed to a pineapple on pizza, but I certainly don't want to know anyone's opinions on it.
When you're trying to date them.
Exactly.
Yeah. Not something that would come up in a conversation.
Not at all. I'd rather die.
You'd rather? Wow. Courtney.
So yes, my hypothesis is that yes, it will increase your chances of getting swiped right if you have an original text on your Tinder profile.
Wow. Okay. So you said you're on Tinder and the Hinge
I'm on all of them.
and the Bumble.
Yeah, well, I sort of go in and out of all of them depending on what mood
yeah.
I'm in. You know, Hinge is like there's a lot of like, oh no, actually I need to not say that. There's a lot of like North Shore looking businessmen on there.
Ah, yes.
I read between the lines. And sometimes I'm into that and sometimes I'm not.
Sometimes, you just want to go to the cleaners.
What?
Take home a suit.
Yeah, exactly. That's never worked out in my favour though, so I am on and off Hinge. So yes, that's what I think.
Okay.
What do you think? Well, you've got the bloody.
Well,
paper.
I do have the paper here, but guess what?
What?
You may not know this, but I have actually seen your profile.
Have you?
Yeah.
Look what's happened. He's blocked me. He's seen me on Hinge and then he's quickly blocked me so that I can't find him. So I've never seen you on there. And what did you think of my profile?
I think I swiped left.
What does left mean?
That was a no.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Well, was that because of my profile was bad or was it because you know me as a person?
Both.
I would honestly prefer that it was because you know me as a person. Yeah, you saw it and be like, this bitch is a liar. But like as an outside, just as objectively, I mean.
I don't remember all the details. This was a while ago.
Okay. Yeah, fair
I should
enough.
have screenshotted it all and we could have gone through it page by page.
If only. No, I can't judge you or shame you on the podcast because I don't remember seeing your profile. But okay, well, fuck you. And and okay, so yes, continue.
So, originality in online dating profile text. That was this paper. So they wanted to say, basically your hypothesis was that if something's more original, more people are going to like it, right?
Yes.
Yes. You're more likely to go on a date with someone with original text in their profile.
Yes.
For those that actually read the text. right? So what this study did is they wanted to test that. So they got a whole bunch of people together and they more or less just showed them some profile texts, not the pictures. They had all the pictures blurred out. And then they just asked them how they felt about it and would they go on a date with them, and then did some statistical analysis. So if you want, we can go straight into the methods.
Methods.
Methodology. Method.
Okay, methodology.
Methodology, yes. So first of all, this study was published in the journal PLOS ONE by a Dutch group, the lead author Tess van der Zanden.
Van der Zanden, okay.
At the Tilburg University in the Netherlands. So this study is looking at pretty much just a Dutch population.
Okay.
And so what they did is they got a large group of people that they recruited from the internet. And they...
How large is large?
So we're talking...
I'll be the judge of that.
1, 2, 3, 4 participants.
Okay, cool.
So
okay, that is quite large.
1,234.
Did they do that on purpose? Do you reckon?
No, there's no way they did that on purpose.
Okay. Well, I don't know. We've talked about scientists that made, bloody, what is it? Acronyms and stuff.
Oh, shat.
Shat. I keep saying shart. I got a shart on the brain. Okay. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4 participants. That's pretty good.
That's not bad. All had an account on one of 2 web-based dating sites. So this population is actually, they're looking at a 50-plus population.
Age-wise?
Age-wise. So they were on 50-plus Match or the website known as Pepper.
What is that? Why?
So their motivation for this is because apparently on these sites, there's more text-based interaction rather than just
like the little prompts kind of thing. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Or if it's like Tinder where it's just pictures or something, most of the...
Right, okay, that makes sense.
So they wanted to focus on the text. They said over 93% of them were from this website, 50-plus Match, and the average age was 63 and a half years.
Cute.
And Dutch was the native language of 97% of participants.
Okay. Important to know.
Yes.
That everyone's speaking the same language, because otherwise there's some freaky text coming out. Okay.
So the recruitment was from this website, and if they participated, usually when you have participants in a study, they get paid or there's some sort of benefit for doing it. In this one, however, participants who completed the study got to participate in a raffle for a 3 months free membership on the dating site.
They got to participate in a raffle.
So they didn't even get it. There's no guarantee.
My God. I don't know who's doing this, but does that mean the scientists are stingy or the website?
I think both.
Yeah.
This is...
Who knows? I don't know how much it costs to be on the Plus 50 dating website, and God willing, I never will. So, maybe it is worth it.
Maybe it is. I can't say for sure, but that just seems like it's not a guarantee. You're just in a raffle. It's like gambling.
Okay, so they're gambling for love. And, okay, so then they've got all of these people. Are they real profiles where they're taking this text from?
Another great question. So they scrubbed the internet for real profiles.
So from these websites?
Not from these websites.
Okay.
From websites that were not these 2 other ones.
Okay.
And so they came up with, they looked at over 30,000 different profiles and then basically scraped that down to 308.
Okay. 30,000 profiles, got it down to 308, and that was what they presented to these 1, 2, 3, 4
1, 2, 3, 4
participants. Okay. Well, I've got some questions about data here. How are they getting this information? Were they literally going through and be like copy paste, or were they like going and mining data
They
illegally.
were doing the mining of the data.
Oh, God, kill me. Okay.
So, I mean, we can talk about that if you want to talk about ethics again, because that seems to come up in every single human study.
We can talk about it at the end. But okay, so they have these 308 responses.
308 profiles that they've selected. And the way that they did that is they wanted to filter them out for originality, right? Because they needed something that seemed original, that they could kind of test their hypothesis that a more original profile means that it's going to be higher perception of things like intelligence or attractiveness, right?
Okay, well, when you say like they got something that looked like it could be original, or was it a statistical thing where they like got all the data and were like, okay, this comes up this many times, and then they jiggity jig jig.
That's exactly what they did. So no one's manually going through this and judging it.
And being like, I think that's original. yeah, okay, cool.
So they basically scraped the social media or these dating sites for 30,000 profiles, and then they basically looked at the words that were repeating, and they basically tried to take the profiles with that had the most unique words in them.
Okay.
So people that kind of say the same thing, like there's no point in having the exact same profile for the study. So they cut most of the profiles, like 99% of them almost. So they got the good 1%, just based on their statistical analysis of frequency of word use. And the most unique ones they selected, and then they selected just some other random ones to kind of keep it even. So they all weren't like top end unique. And so they had these 308 profiles. So what participants would do is they would get assigned 5. They would look at 5 of them.
Randomly?
Randomly.
Okay.
And then they were asked to judge them based on the perceived intelligence on a scale of 1 to 7, perceived sense of humor, and perceived oddness.
Okay.
Oddness, yes. And then they also did attractiveness. So they like physical, social, and romantic attractiveness of that profile. So they had all these different things that they basically scored 1 to 7, and then at the end it was binary. Would you swipe right or not?
Right. Okay.
So that would be like a 0 to 1. But their perception of personality and perception of attractiveness were on a scale of 1 to 7.
1 to 7. Okay. And then they just say yes or no.
And then at the end they say yes or no. Yes.
Okay.
So physical attractiveness, of course, I think this person is good looking. Social attractiveness would be like, I think this person is kind. And romantic attractiveness would be like, I could fall for this person.
Okay, very good. Okay, so they've got this little ranking system. Then they get a yes or no. And then they collate all of this information using the power of maths.
Using the power of statistics.
Okay. Yeah, so and when they did this, was it just like a little online jobby? Like it was like an ad pop up and be like, do you want to be part of the study while they're on the thing? Or did they get like an email and then they had to go somewhere to do it, or they just did it in their house?
This was completely online.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Well, first of all, what the fuck am I saying? Okay, well, I can't see anything wrong with it.
Nothing wrong.
Thus far. Why? Are you dropping a little Easter egg for me? Is there something wrong with it?
I'm just asking questions.
Okay.
I'm a scientist.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see. I think I know I think I know that. I think my hypothesis is correct still.
So your hypothesis was
that the more unique a profile is, the more greater the chance that you would match with them or swipe right on them.
Okay. So this study had 3 different hypotheses. Their first one was originality increases perceptions of intelligence.
Okay.
Which in turn would positively affect their attractiveness and dating interaction. So first one was originality increases perception of intelligence. 2, originality increases perception of sense of humor. And 3, perceived originality increases profile owners' oddness.
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 What are we defining as oddness? Is that like unique?
Uniqueness. Yeah, odd, maybe weird.
Okay.
It's a hard term to really quantify in this exact.
Maybe they have a different word for it in Dutch.
Yeah, and it's also a translation from Dutch.
Okay, cool. Okay, so that was their hypothesis.
That was their hypothesis, that it would make you seem more intelligent, it would make you seem like you have a better sense of humor, and originality would make you seem more odd as well.
Okay. And what did they find?
So they did test these 3 hypotheses out. And basically what they did is they took scores for profiles that had high perceived originality. So a high score on that 1 to 7 of originality. And then they basically correlated it with these other perceptions, like the personality, like, do you think this person is intelligent? Do you think this person is humor? Or do you think they're attractive? So they're correlating this perceived originality with how people responded to the attractiveness of their profile, more or less.
Right.
Yes. And what they found is that perceived text originality was indeed a significant predictor of perceived intelligence.
Yes. Correct.
Correct.
Number 1. So that's the first hypothesis.
First hypothesis.
Bazinga. Number 2.
Higher scores on perceived profile text originality significantly predicted higher scores on humor perceptions.
Obviously. Number 3.
Number 3. Hypothesis number 3 is not supported by the data. Higher scores on perceived oddness negatively affect perceived attractiveness and dating intention. But profile owners whose text scored higher on originality scored lower on oddness.
Weird.
Yeah,
okay. Well, then
weird.
I guess that's really where the definition of what odd means is actually quite important, because I'm still not 100%. No, I don't really know what that means still. And actually, the results of it means that it feels like oddness is does have a negative connotation.
It seems that oddness does have negative influence on your chances of getting a date.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. No. I get it now. I'm trying to think of an example where sometimes, when you're on Hinge and you come across a profile and someone says something and you're like, what? Or you're like, yeah, I guess it is more of like a negative thing of seeing it and being like, you're strange.
So the authors, they hypothesize that if you're original, that you would also be odd because it would be something different, something unique. But I think oddness kind of takes into 2 different things. Not only is it novel and unique, but it also, I guess, has to be considered appropriate.
Yeah, and I suppose if you're scoring higher on intelligence and humor, then you're also probably, obviously I'm taking some wild leaps here, but you're also more aware of what is acceptable or what is appropriate because you're brainy and funny.
Yeah. I guess it's
like me.
Like
even
you.
though fucking Joel swiped left on me. I don't know. I've never ever wanted to date Joel. Now I know that he's swiped left on me. I'm like, fuck no. I'm going to make you like me. I'm going to change my whole profile now. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, that actually does make total sense.
So yeah, to be funny, to be original, you also have to kind of be able to read the room.
Yes, exactly. Okay, cool. Yeah. This is all making sense to me.
So you could say something in your profile like, I really love soft-boiled eggs.
Yeah.
That's unique.
Yeah.
You're not going to see many of those, but is it attractive?
Okay. It's pretty boring.
Yeah.
It's pineapple on pizza. But if you say something like, I don't know, what's an example of something that's odd? I wish I should have done some more canvassing last night at 12 a.m. when I was browsing. It would be like,
Get out your phone. Let's go through some.
Oh, God.
Here we go.
Here we go. God, this is going to be horrific. You know, do you ever see someone that's liked your profile and you're like, in what world, Gerald? Come on.
Don't you have to pay for that?
No, not on Hinge. Maybe it's because I'm a lady.
Ah.
Okay, this is a really unoriginal one. Typical Sunday, chilling out.
Chilling out.
Yeah, it's literally the day of rest from the Lord. God, for God's sake. Okay, I go crazy for football.
Wow.
Groundbreaking. Boring.
So what makes them boring?
Because on Hinge you have like a prompt and then you write an answer. And so, okay, here we go. Here's one. Dating me is like, that's the prompt. Dating me is like dating a man-child. LOL.
Oh, no.
Why on earth? Actually, no.
Haven't we already covered that being a man-child is not sexy?
I know. This guy needs to listen to this podcast and he needs to read some scientific papers. If it's a one-word answer or if it's just like, and I know what they're doing because when you're filling out a dating profile, it's like, oh, God, just get me through this shit. I just want to see the ladies. So I know that they're just trying to, fill it out quickly. Some of them don't even fill it out. Some of them just put like a full stop because you can't like complete it. But I also know this man that I'm secretly in love with, and I know that in his real life, he's an incredible person. I came across his dating profile and it was horrific. It was so boring. I would have never have swiped right on him based on text only.
Wow.
It was like the caption was like, I don't know, being kind is cool. Like, oh God.
Being kind is cool.
Kill me. Like, first of all, I don't like that.
You don't like being kind?
I don't like talking about it on a dating app. Anyway, I've completely lost where we were.
Well, I mean, talking about profiles, I mean, you bring up a good point because what is considered original, right? So that's what the second half of the study wanted to do, is look at what characteristics in online dating profiles increase perception of originality. So what they did is they took all those profiles that scored high on the originality score, right? And they investigated those and see what they had in common.
Okay, cool. And what did they find?
So they found that there were stylistic things that were similar. And they also had more talking about like themselves in detail. So we can give you kind of some examples of some of the text that came through. So it'd be like, instead of saying, I'm a very good cook, you would say, I'm a star in the kitchen.
That's original.
That got a higher originality score.
Yes.
Higher score.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it's original.
Okay, that does make sense.
And so, the specificity was important. So instead of being like, food is essential for me, you would say, coffee and a cracker with cheese or jam are essential in my morning ritual.
Okay.
Personally, I think that's even more boring.
Yeah, that's filler.
That's filler.
To me, yeah. That's you've got to write a 100-word essay kind of thing, and you're chucking some extra fancy words in there.
But in this, or at least with this sample set and these participants, they found the more specific you are, the higher the originality.
Because they're old.
You're just going straight into it.
Well, it might be, though, because it is being conducted on an older population. Maybe it's, you just, and the results have to be clear that this is what older people like.
Correct.
Apparently.
So another thing that was important is that they kind of talked about themselves rather than what they're looking for in a partner. So for instance, I'm a loyal 50-year-old man with a high sense of humor. Finger guns.
Bazinga.
Instead of saying something like, my future partner should be funny and smart.
Oh, yeah, that is definitely on. When I see people being like, I'm looking for like a girl who's good in the kitchen and wants to come to the gym with me. And I was like, well, I'm immediately cancelled out of that, first of all. And I also don't give a fuck about what you're looking for.
How common is that profile?
So common. Like sometimes just like blatantly people asking for just passenger princesses. Like I'm looking for a passenger princess.
Define passenger princess.
I don't exactly know, but I think it just means to sit in the passenger seat and not drive. I don't know. Which, I mean, to be honest, as a single woman who's been driving herself around for 10 years, I'd actually fucking love to be a passenger princess. I hate to drive.
I think we have established that.
Yeah, several times. Everyone needs to know. Yeah. There's some horrific things on the internet for women, Joel. What's the common cringe things that you come across as a man? Is there a lot? Someone said that there's a lot of sunset photos.
Sunset
and inspirational quotes.
There are a few of those, but like.
The other thing that I've noticed is that men, are you on Hinge or Tinder?
I'm on the tins.
Are there voice messages on Tinder?
No.
Oh, yeah, there's voice memos on Hinge. And I can't believe the confidence of men.
All right, would you consider this original? Looking for someone to tell me I'm cute, grab my butt a lot, and have deep chats.
I don't think that's necessarily original. I mean, it's straight to the point. I admire that.
Straight to the point.
Okay, well, this is cool. This guy's unusual skills are ex-circus performer, so way too many useless skills. Knife throwing, fire eating, juggling. These all come in very handy, almost never. I'm not going to swipe right on that. I don't want someone who's very good at throwing knives. I don't need that.
One step too far, huh?
Yeah, but sometimes when you see a profile and you're like, that's funny. Next.
I do see passenger princess sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, they want to be the passenger princess.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I mean, there's matches to be made in the passenger princess world.
I know. That's the thing is like a lot of these like really stupid vapid profiles. There's both of them on the men and the women. So they obviously find each other and hopefully they're happy together. I need a lot of my standards, I think. That's the next step.
Your standards are too high.
Yeah, literally. Let's have a battle of the profiles. What does your profile say?
What does my profile say?
Yeah. What's something that you say on your profile?
I don't have Hinge.
Or what about on Tinder? Do you have any text on your Tinder?
I do. All right. Show me your profile, and I'll.
Okay. This is my text on my profile.
Okay.
Dating me is like a long lush sleep in on a Sunday, but now it's Wednesday and you've lost your job.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Right? If loving this is wrong, I don't want to be right. Reaction videos of people listening to Blonde for the first time, the Frank Ocean album. Because I was filling out the profile and I had just been doing that, so there you go. And my best traveled story is did wax dabs in a treehouse in Mexico with a leather-skinned ex-Californian pusher who was married to a stripper named Tough Love. Was not murdered.
Can we get into that story?
So I told that story because it means that A, I've been to Mexico, B, I smoke weed, and everyone needs to know that there is a stripper out there called Tough Love who ratted this guy out to the Hells Angels and he had to run away to Mexico and build a bar, and that's where I met him. So it's a great opener, because everyone's like, what? And they want to know more about the story.
It sounds hectic.
Yeah, it was hectic. It was awesome though. And everyone on Hinge needs to know about it. What's your best little prompt or little text?
I only have a profile. I don't have much text.
Okay. Joel says, in the words of Lionel Richie, hello. Yeah. Okay, nice. It's a good opener. But
Have you seen that music video off chance, by the way?
Which music video?
Hello by Lionel Richie.
Hello. Oh no, that's Adele.
Yeah. Is it me you're looking for?
Is it Lionel Richie?
Yeah, the original.
Oh right. Is it Adele a remake?
I think. Well, it's a different song.
Okay.
Different song.
Okay. Yes. No, I haven't seen the.
It's extremely creepy.
Okay. So that's and that's the text that you want in your profile. It's just to evoke a really creepy music video.
Well, the next line in that is it me you're looking for? So if you're familiar with the song, you get it. But, But if you are too into Lionel Richie, then you know what the music video is. And it's him as like a teacher in a high school creeping on student.
Okay,
Like, that's
Professor
what it's about.
Dr. Joel. This
So I'm looking for people that are familiar with the lyrics of Lionel Richie, but have never seen the music video.
Okay. There's a really specific level of Lionel Richie fan you're looking for here. Okay, cool. Okay, well, I think I put more effort into my profile, so I deserve all the matches.
Well, clearly it's working really well for both of us.
Lower that standard. Okay.
So back to this particular study looking at originality in dating profiles is that they found that style was important for perceived originality, and as well as talking about more detailed about themselves rather than what they're looking for in a partner. That was important. So one of the things that was noted that was consistent amongst these original profiles was that they had like the more use of metaphors.
Wow.
Yes.
Because the study's been conducted on people who read books.
On read books. So for this particular plus 50 population, so if you want to get with a plus 50-year-old, this is what you do.
You better get that literary swagger on. You better get have metaphors, similes, onomatopoeia, all of that. Those are the only ones I can remember.
So instead of saying, I don't like beards on somebody, you would say, I don't like growers of crops situated between the nose and neck.
Okay, this is very specific to this particular population.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, but that's cute. I like that. I love that for them.
Yeah. So this probably doesn't translate to, I would say, a lot of Tinder profiles or, young people hookup apps. But this can maybe at least give you an insight into what people, or at least first impressions of a profile are like.
Yeah. This is really important knowledge for single people in their 50 plus. I'm really glad that they've conducted this study. That's really cute. Super cringe. Would never do it, but very cute.
Cool. Should we get to what we've learned?
Learning, it's really cool. Learning, it's really cool.
What did we learn?
So, Courtney, what did we learn?
Okay. I learned that the scientist and the dating app was stingy enough to do a raffle for a subscription as the incentive. So God bless everyone that participated in it. I learned that it's that words really matter to 50-plus-year-olds and their dating profiles, and I respect that. And which makes sense, I can't imagine, someone in their 60s posting like a cute little booty pic, to get the boys in.
Yeah, it's a difficult study to do, talking about originality, because it's all very subjective. So it's hard to really make that quantitative. So I thought, that they basically did the best they could, and it appears that with this population that they looked at, which was like very Dutch, very plus 50, that unsurprisingly they all kind of had similar ideas of what originality means.
Yes. But
I don't think that is something that other populations would also experience.
No, neither do I. And with originality, it was mostly with the words. Like that's how they judged.
It was like the style and content. Yeah.
Style and content. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it is a tricky thing to determine, but I think that that's pretty good. I think that the way they did it was pretty good. Well, I think it's pretty good because it confirmed what I already confirmed my own hypothesis. So I was like, yeah, I think it's pretty great scientific study actually.
Well, another part of the hypothesis was that originality is linked to humor.
Yes.
So you, as a professional comedian, do you find that being funny gets you more dates?
Look, we can get into this, but unfortunately, I think it gets me a lot of attention. It doesn't get me a lot of commitment, unfortunately. Unfortunately, everyone just wants you to be a little clown baby and perform for them. But that's my own thing. But I was thinking when you said what we're going to get into, I was like, oh, maybe I can get some tips to update my profile, but no, I won't be referring to a moustache as a grower between the nose and the chin or whatever that was. No, I like my profile because it is me in that it's silly, and if you don't like me at my silliest, you can't handle me during my PMDD bouts.
Oh,
Or some shit.
there it is.
I don't even know what that quote is.
Well, that is a quote that you do see through
Yes.
the Tinder. If you can't handle me,
At my worst, or if you can't handle me at my like Shrek, you don't deserve me at my Beyonce or whatever.
something like
That's
that.
the
If you can't handle me,
at my Shrek. It's just all these ogre women. Okay, yes, but that is something that comes up.
yeah, but which basically just says I'm awful to deal with.
Yes, but I click my fingers and give sass.
Sarcasm, that's another one. Fluent in sarcasm. You always see that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, everyone's fluent in sarcasm.
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
It just sounds like you're a bit of a cunt, you know? I don't like it when people are like, this is my personality. I like a touch of sarcasm, you know.
But you're not fluent.
No, I'm not fluent. I'm still learning the language.
Still learning the language. Yeah,
Still learning
okay.
the language.
Well, there's a Duolingo for that.
Is there? What's it called? Tinder.
Tinder.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect. But yeah, I wouldn't say that I learnt a huge amount in general, but I learnt a lot about this specific little older dating population in I was about to say in Dutch, in Holland. And I think it's very cute, and I would encourage anyone over the age of 60 plus to take this on board. Who knows? Maybe you'll meet a gorgeous older Dutch man.
Yes, maybe their eyes will be shining stars.
Maybe. Just watch out for any sort of sunset photos.
Sunset photos,
Inspirational quotes.
fish photos.
Fish photos, kitty cat it.
There's a lot. I learned about the Pepper. That's the name of a site, I guess.
Oh, right, for the older. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you better bank that. You know, it's not far off, Joel. We've got 20 years.
Committed to memory. Thanks, Courtney.
No worries. Got you back for swiping left.
Well,
not a
maybe
competition.
you can take some of these tips
Yeah, we'll see.
and pick yourself up a nice 50-year-old.
Yeah, actually, maybe that's why I need to maybe jack up that age range and see how I go. Yeah, perfect. That's what I've learned. Thank you so much for this knowledge. I'll be taking that forward into the future.
Well, don't thank me. Thank Tess van der Zanden and the rest of the Dutch team.
Thank you, Tess van der Zanden.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into it, but yes.
Yes. All right. Happy dating, everyone.
Happy dating, old people.